Hello.
Hello, hello.
How are you, Carla?
I'm quite well, thanks. And how are you?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you.
Yay, yes. It's always good to see you. Whenever you pop up on my schedule, I feel happy.
No, 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 no way, no way. That's not true.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be true?
I don't know. You don't know. You.
Paulo, you are so funny. Of course it's true. Why wouldn't it be true? You're a nice guy.
Oh, thank you very much, Carla. You are true.
Thank you.
Great person.
You're
And
you're funny. Well, no, but seriously, because I always whenever I see you, I think, oh, great, I'll get to see how he's doing. I'm always curious to know how YouTube is going. If you're still continuing with that.
uh-huh. Yes, yes. Yes, I have been posting the classes, and some other. I don't think I told you because no. Now I'm trying to create a community, like I want to have people to talk in English, the students. And
Oh.
now,
Hmm.
yes, I started to talk with some subscribers on my channel, and now I kind of have a little community, like with 10 people,
That's
and
great.
we sometimes we call each other to talk in English is great.
Oh, wow. Wow. I think that's really awesome, Paolo. Um,
Mhm.
I believe that's how things get started. I I remember you told me how it started with you posting the videos on YouTube and you weren't expecting to get any attention. And I think generally when things start like that, they start small and then they grow and they take on a life of their own. And so that's what's happening now. You're
Mhm.
starting a community, and that's wonderful. I'm sure it's going to be beneficial to many people.
I'm going to New Zealand next month, I will show you
Oh,
I have this flag here I
oh,
bought,
yay!
you know.
I see it. Yes, I think that's awesome.
I'm going there and I will stay there for 5 months.
Wow, okay.
Eh, And I think when I finish my exchange, I will be able to start to, sell the conversations because there are a lot of students that want to talk with me, and sometimes I don't have time.
Right.
But maybe if my English will get better, I think I can, they can pay me to have those conversations.
Mhm. Yes, yeah, that definitely could happen. As your English improves, yeah, you could receive payment for having these conversations with students. Um, because the thing is that people will be wanting to talk to you to practice. And actually, let me ask you a question. Um,
Mm.
where are most of your students from? Are they from Brazil as well?
Yes, Brazil. I think 80% of my audience is Brazilian.
Okay, and see that's a really big benefit because you know English, you're learning English,
Mhm.
and you obviously know Portuguese, and so that's helpful because there are some things I think that you will be able to explain that, for instance, me or other tutors wouldn't be able to explain, right? Because we
Mm.
don't speak Portuguese, and so it's difficult sometimes to try and explain certain things only in English.
Yes, yes, exactly. And sometimes they feel more comfortable with other Brazilian,
Yes.
they
Yeah.
feel comfortable because I always say to them, like, it's really, for me, it's better to talk with a native speaker.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
feel better talking with you guys because I hired a teacher in Brazil too. I have some, I know he's a Brazilian and it's like Cambly, we just have conversations, but I prefer to have conversation with native speakers.
Okay.
But for a beginner, I think they prefer to talk with a Brazilian. They feel comfortable and
Yeah.
they have a fear to talk with a native speaker.
Yes. Yeah. And I can get that. I understand that because I think whenever we're trying something for the first time, it does feel a little scary. Um,
Hmm.
And if they can speak to someone who they know they can relate to on some level, then it takes away at least one layer of fear, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, even for me, when I first started Cambly, I was scared to talk to the students. I'm thinking, well, am I really going to be able to be helpful just by having a conversation?
Ah, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Um, Paulo, I'll tell you this as well. I've watched some of your videos, and they've actually been helpful to me as one of the tutors. They've been helpful to me because I get to see how the other tutors interact with students, and I can pick up tips. Um, I can learn different techniques, and I also learn like, oh, okay, they do it just like I do it. Things like that. And so it's not only helpful to students that you're posting videos, but it's helpful to tutors as well.
Oh, yes, definitely, definitely. Yes, because I don't know if you guys have a community on Facebook. Do you have a community like tutors, Cambly tutors?
I know that, yes, I know that Cambly does have a community. I'll be honest though, I haven't taken full advantage of those resources, but it is there,
Uh-huh.
and I have checked in a time or two to get some help. But I think it's still different when like talking to another tutor or talking to a staff member at Cambly is still different than seeing a class in action.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, I think so. Yes, it's really good because of this, and I'm learning how communicate better with the tutors. Because I always when I have a class here, I thought, oh my God, I think about, oh my God, why I love this teacher, I
Ah,
love this teacher, and
yeah.
I start to think about because there are some tutors that I don't like, and I try to figure out why I don't like it, and who is better for me, I always think about this.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, and those are good questions. I know that not everyone meshes well with everyone else, right? Because we all have our different
Hmm.
personalities, our different techniques. I appreciate, for instance, the students who enjoy coming to classes with me. I'm very thankful. But I also understand when students don't return because maybe they don't appreciate my style. The way that I speak or what I can offer them isn't what they're looking for. And I understand that. So I think probably, or at least I hope, most tutors are probably understanding to that fact.
Hmm. Yes, and I don't know if you realize it, but there are some tutors that like to have like a formal class, like they just have the script in their minds and they try to follow. And sometimes I don't like this, I like to see what will happen, I
Right,
don't like
right.
script. And sometimes I try to like get out of these topics, these normal topics, but the tutor don't like sometimes they don't like, you
Oh,
know.
I see. I
And
see.
but I know there are a lot of students that like to have the follow a script and learn about grammar, those
Right.
things,
Hmm.
But I don't think it's useful to learn those things on Cambly because we have, a lot of videos on YouTube. We have the ChatGPT,
Right.
because ChatGPT is really good to learn grammar and start to construct the sentences.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
Cambly, I think, is better to know the the people.
That's wonderful. I'm really happy to hear that feedback.
Hmm.
That Cambly is really good for getting to know people and having those get to know you type of conversations, and even building friendships. I think I've become friends with a few of my students here on Cambly, and I've really appreciated that. But that feedback is actually really helpful to hear because sometimes as a tutor, I don't know if what I'm doing is actually that helpful. Um,
Mm.
like I'd like to actually ask you a question if I could.
Mm.
So I like the conversations to be natural when I'm talking with students. I don't. I provide corrections and I provide suggestions, but I don't like to constantly be interrupting um, with corrections, because then it doesn't feel like a real conversation, and that can also feel frustrating, I think, to both the student and the tutor. So I'll um, as we're talking, I'll type suggestions, or I'll type corrections. As
Mhm.
as you can see, I'll sometimes type and then send them in the chat for the student to review later, or for the student to be able to ask about it during our discussion if they want. Do you think that that's effective? I think most of my students are okay with that, but I'm not sure about its effectiveness sometimes. So, what is your perspective as a student?
Oh, now, I prefer that the tutors correct me, like typing on chat, or sometimes it's good to interrupt it because sometimes I made a mistake that can affect the meaning, the meaning of the word,
Right.
the
Yeah.
sentence. So it's
Right.
important to stop. Oh no, this is wrong. You can't say that. I
Yes.
prefer, but I some is- before, when I was really insecure about my English, I didn't like it. I sometimes, I was afraid. Oh my God, now I can't speak because I will make mistakes.
Mhm. Okay.
But now I prefer.
Okay. Okay. Great. Thank you. That was excellent insight. I really appreciate that. That helps a lot. Okay.
Yes, I think that depends on the level and depends of the confidence. That
Mhm.
the students. See if the students are shy or introvert. It's hard to
Right.
correct every time.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Okay. Well, our time is almost up. I guess briefly, if I could just say to you, I'm really excited about your trip to New Zealand. I think you
Ah.
mentioned it to me before. Um, so do you have any, like, what is the thing that you hope to do when you first get there? Like the one thing you're like, when I get there, this is what I'm going to do.
Oh, that's a good question. I I don't know actually. I
Okay.
don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. I no, I'm the guy who likes to plan everything. Like, oh, I need to plan my trip, everything. But now I'm different. I'm trying just to go and do it.
Okay.
And I know I will have problems there with people, and probably in because it's a different place. I will have problem with, you know, order a food. I don't know, but I think I will solve these problems.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. And you will find that when you go there and you're immersed in the language, that your skills for speaking English are going to grow exponentially. All
Mhm.
those challenges that you just mentioned that you're going to experience, that's what's going to help you to grow. So I'm excited to see the outcome.
Oh, perfect. And you were one of my first tutors here, and you see my progress
Yes,
there.
I do. Yes. Awesome. Thank you, Paulo. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Okay, bye, Carla. It was a pleasure.